Today's May 25th, 2021, and this is our week 3 of our garden tour, and I'm starting out in our no-till in-ground garden. John got most of it planted last night. We have right here, we have seedless watermelons. The second row are October beans. We did a whole row of those. Our third row, we have some, I think it's the Lancaster corn in that half of that row, and the other half of it is, it's the red, I'm sorry, I can't think of the name of it. It's the red okra. And then candy roasters, sunflowers, and spineless crimson okra, and some more cut sunflowers. So this has been a lot of work, and if you can see, we've got our, sorry about the plane, we have our 3 wired fence. We're trying this out to get rid of the deer, keep the deer out. And I replanted over there, I replanted in that little box. It had onions, which I have curing, and some odds and ends that just kind of volunteered, but I actually have put some jalapenos, basil, and some mortgage lifter tomatoes in there that I scored at the farmer's market. Mortgage lifter is my favorite heirloom, and we had some we planted from seeds, but they didn't make it in the big farm debacle. So I got a few that I put in there, and I have one in the other garden. But that's our in-ground garden. My garlic, when it's ready to pull up, we actually have another variety. We have peaches and green corn that we're going to put there that we actually are trying in seed trays to see how they come up. I think we had a mishap where they got wet. So, all right, I'm walking downstairs, sorry. I'm headed over to my other garden. So we got our first flower box done. John's gonna make me another box to go right there. That'll be for zinnias, and some other, I have zinnias, I have a zinnia mix that I'm gonna do. But this one we got planted up, and it looks really pretty. I've got mulch to put out. I just haven't had it. I had to have oral surgery, and so I'm still kind of healing up from that. And as far as my farm door, we haven't got it on yet because I didn't get to paint it yet. But I think instead of the blue, I'm trying to find this color here. Someone, I think it might have been Robin, somebody said robin egg blue, something like that. I think that's pretty close to that. So John's actually at Home Depot now trying to get me some paint swatches to see. I think that's the color I want to go with the door. And let's come over here and see how our vegetables are doing. So we still have our makeshift door here. And what's funny is we do all this for these deers, and we haven't seen a deer. So, but that doesn't mean they won't come. I've lived here for 25 years. They're here every year, and they can take you out quick. So here's our blueberries. These are our bigger variety. These are, I call these my Andrew blueberries. Andrew actually planted these years ago, and we just potted them up and gave them a new companion because their old one died, and they're doing really well. And here's my little cherry tomatoes. I got several on there. Lots of little cherry tomatoes. I did finally prune at the bottom, and they look much happier. However, the celebrity's still kind of like a dud. It's still green, so I'm giving it time. But this one also has little cherry tomatoes coming up, and of course my little peppers. Let me see. You can see how pretty my pretty peppers are. And then here's my pepper bed. And I have lots of different types of peppers on right now. So this one seems to be doing really well. And then this is John's. This is one of 3, almost 4 beds of his dwarf tomatoes. And I was happy to find out today from him that these we can actually seed save from. Because I thought because they were dwarf that you couldn't do that, but they are still an heirloom seed. They're just dwarf variety. And we were so excited because the other day we saw on this one, you can see we have some blooms. They were our first blooms. And then I think it was maybe this morning, like yesterday evening, we have another one with blooms. These are so healthy, y'all. And he did all these from seeds, raised them up. This was my peppers here don't look too hot because it was hot. But though they're fine. There's my other mortgage lifter I scored, and I'm growing it, companion planting it with, I think these were the cayennes. Dan wants to make his own hot sauce, so I got those at the farmer's market. If you're looking for plants, you can still get them. At the Ackworth Farmer's Market, a lot of the sellers are still there. And if you see the little suckers on my cucumbers are coming along nicely. They're all starting to shoot off. They're looking much better this week. And these are more tomatoes. And these, let's see, this one is the one. I've got my little cucumber duty there. And here's the other. I think there it is. Those little ones. So, and then this was my store-bought organic potatoes. They just started coming up. So you can see, and these are red potatoes, but they were organic that I got from Nature's Corner, and we seeded them. And they're doing pretty good. And we got more pepper plants Dan planted for his hot pepper sauce. And then these are from Louise, which is what I named my fig tree I planted when John's grandmother passed away. She used to grow the best figs. People come all over and get her figs. And I don't know, it just seemed fitting when she passed away. I planted a fig tree. And so John rooted these, and it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4 for sure new plants. And I have one of them gets big enough, I have a new place for that one. Then we moved our other blueberry under the tunnel with another hummingbird feeder, even though I have not seen a hummingbird yet. I know I'm not the only one. Apparently they're in short supply this year. So this is 2 different varieties that you want to companion plant with your blueberries so that you get a yield. And they're doing well. These are definitely bigger. These are teeny tiny blueberries. So, but they're doing well. Then the cutest thing I noticed on our muscadine, this is one of our muscadine vines, and let me see if you can see it. Do you see? I have little baby muscadines. So we still have to build a trellis. We have a plan. We just hadn't got there yet. I'm telling you, 2 people, I can only do so much. And so this and my blackberries are probably going to come on the outside of this garden. And we're going to do a trellis for our muscadines and our blackberries because they desperately need one. So here's our other potatoes. Now these are my purple, and this one finally came up. I was waiting for this one, and it's got one, but these other ones, they really took off. And then of course my little lemon tree, my lime tree, it's just shooting up. It's doing really well. And this is my sweet potato bed. I picked up some oriental eggplants from the farmer's market. And 2 of them look okay, and 2 of them look not so good. And so I'm not sure if those 2 will make it or not. But eggplant are supposed to be really good with potatoes if you companion plant. So that's what I did in this one. And so far, one of the eggplants looks okay in this bed. 2 of them not looking too hot. The sweet potatoes are looking banging. They're really happy. So we'll wait and see. I may have to get those out. Then this, look at all my peas. I think every pea I planted came up. I'm probably gonna have to thin those out. I'm trying to let them get a little bit more established and trying to heal up a little bit. And then I feel like I've got a good little row of beets here. They definitely have to be thinned out, but not yet. It's too soon. And my carrots are kind of sporadic. So we'll see. We'll see how this bed goes. This was kind of an experiment for me anyway. I kind of wondered, was it too warm for the carrots? Even though these were a little bit warmer ones. But I don't know. Well, give it a few weeks. We'll see. Then the ones that I am so proud of, these are my bush beans from Haas. Every bean I planted came up. And they are doing amazing. Apparently they love mushroom compost. And not just do they love it, but over here, these are my scarlet runner beans. They love it. And my noodle beans. And so next to my noodle beans, I planted the other eggplant, and it's doing okay. And of course, I still have my little cantaloupes in here. And I planted some bee balm that I rescued from the Tractor Supply because it looked pitiful. We'll see if it makes it. And my zucchinis are doing phenomenal. These cucumbers are holding their own, and I did go ahead and pull the sugar snaps out because they were dead. And I mounded up, and I've actually planted some sugar pie pumpkins. I've got a few of those mounds in here that I can trellis up. I'm a little worried that I planted them a little deep, so I may be reseeding those. They haven't been in a week yet, so I'm giving it a little bit of time. Plus it's been so dry, I've been having to water almost every morning to give the plants everything that they need. But that's where the garden's at. I feel like it's doing well. I'll be excited to finally get my door on and get this one totally finished. Well, it's not totally finished. I have other things I want to do, but it'll be good that I feel like it's done. Thanks for stopping by and checking out week 3 of my garden.